Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we're gonna take a look at the balance changes for R.Mika in the definitive update. R.Mika is one of the characters that really struggled in the previous season, but now she is a lot better, I hope. Because a lot of this update went into making her neutral better and making her, when she gets in, her combos and her pressure more rewarding. Let's check out the first update, and that is to her standing light kick, because this is now special cancelable, and you might be wondering why is this significant. This is significant because R.Mika now gets to punish a crouching medium kick type moves. R.Mika always had G and Laura like standing light kick, but she wasn't able to convert out of it because you had to do the target combo, but obviously that would whiff. The second hit would whiff, but now you get that into EX speech. So if the opponent is blocking a lot, now you actually have a counter option. You have a buffer, something like that a character like G does at a very high efficiency. The next thing is her standing heavy punch extended the hitbox forward, and you might pretty much have more range, right? This is good because it will allow her to whiff punish. So if the opponent whiffs, bam, you get your whiff punish. It's gonna be a little bit easier now, right? Especially since a lot of the moves now are more whiff punishable, so this is pretty sweet. Now this also is very good for one other thing. Usually with R.Mika you want to start your pressure with standing light punch. The idea is standing light punch is +2, so you get to tech throw against the opponent if they happen to match jab. Now the issue was with R.Mika, if you happen to do standing light punch, crouching or standing light punch and it hit as a counter hit, you had to combo into standing medium. Now the issue here was that the standing heavy would whiff, but now this connect. Because it used to whiff before, a lot of Mika players were using this, like crouching light punch, as their initial pressure starter, but now you can use the standing light punch just normally. You get the counter hit and you get the full conversion, so this is pretty sweet. Crouching light punch, this is doing 30 damage from 20, so it's doing 10 more damage, which is obviously pretty nice. The next change, her crouching medium kick. They did reduce the active frame and made it have a little bit more recovery and hurt box, but they made this special cancelable, and you can actually even convert into heavy beach out of that. So this is now R.Mika's longest cancelable normal, and this is pretty good. I don't know if it's hit confirmable. I have yet to practice it, to be honest. Seems to be hit confirmable to an extent, but obviously I think it's another one of these things that you will need to practice. The cancel window doesn't seem that big, so I think it might be like 15 or 16 cancel window, but it's a good buff obviously. The next change is to her invincible wall. Now on a back toss, R.Mika got the invincible walk back, or the invincible wall back, and this is pretty good. This will allow her to do some like new combos that could do a lot of damage. So this, for example, is, let's make her not block. This should be like a new high damage meterless combo route. Why is she falling? Yeah, so you should get a new combo route like that, doing a lot of damage. This is a lot more damage than Kimberly going for that, and you do get a lot of corner carry. Obviously you can also go for resets here, right, +3, and you go for the grab. So there's a lot of advantages to this. Gonna be very helpful for V-Trigger 2 setups as well, right. Obviously you will find a lot of crazy setups, so this is actually a really big deal. This is a big deal. The shooting star combo, the one you just seen, yeah, this is the change to make it that the opponent get knocked back higher. So this is also contributing to you getting that combo, and obviously in an air-to-air instant, they made this follow-up a little bit easier, so that is great. Medium shooting beach, they improved the hitbox downwards. This is to make it hit crouching opponents better, because now you will have to do that. So sometimes the hit will have to like hit them as they're crouching. So yeah, that is just a quality of life change. And heavy shooting beach is now -10 from a -12, and this is pretty good actually, because it's less negative, right? So when you hit it asymmetry like that, you are more likely to get it to be plus on block. As you see, like, do you see this? Like, almost full screen beach is now plus on block, so this is great, and this could be useful. For example, after you do a move like EX Typhoon, you can go for a heavy beach, and this is neutral. I think as you're crouching, you can even get it to B plus. So this is actually pretty great change. All things considered, this is pretty great change, right? I really enjoyed actually. It's very interesting. I almost around with it and see like what I can get with that. And EX Shooting Beach, they changed it so that if the first attack hit, the second is much more likely to connect. This used to whiff a lot with R.Mika. This exact thing that just happened, this was supposed to be the change, but obviously, as you can see, still kind of a hit or miss. But that was the supposed change, that if you got the first hit, the second would be more likely to connect. I mean, it's connecting a little bit better, but still not perfect, as you can see. So here is to hoping that someday it would be. And the next change is to her V skill 1. This actually is pretty wild, because this is a lot faster now. This is at 60 frames, down from 75. Now 60 is a little bit higher than the average like charge of V skills, but the thing about Mika is that you have armor, so 60 and armoring, this is actually pretty fast, right? This is actually pretty quick for it, so this is a good change. They didn't change it if you're cancelling it from Lady Mika, to make sure that your setups are still the same, because a lot of players used to do stuff like that, right? I mean, you could do that and that would hit asymmetry, that you still get to do that. They didn't alter that in any way. The next change is to her V skill 2, now it does 10 more damage. I mean, not a big deal. The others are to her V trigger 2, and pretty much the changes here is that it will scale less when you do the like the special move version. This is to make it so that when you do stuff like that, like this would do a lot more damage. See how much damage I'm getting now on a combo like that? So the second hit, if you do the steel chair, it's doing 30 more damage, and it's less scaled, and this should actually make her V trigger 2 damage a lot higher. And you have to consider that now V skill is better as well, so all of that is pretty great. With all of that being said, will that make R.Mika a viable character in the this whole grand scheme? I'm not sure, to be honest, because most of her hardest counters are buffed to hell. Like, R.Mika versus Ryu was already one of the worst matchups in the game in my opinion, and now it's really hard because Ryu is a lot better, Sagat is a lot better, Guile is a lot better, or you know, Guile is more or less about the same. So many of her counters in general are good, are still good, so we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But anyways, I'm happy that R.Mika is better, got a bunch of new tools to work around with, and the wall is always really fun to use. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.